first time that she walked away from him, I was cursing her. I was so mad. They then give us her backstory and I'm like cursing myself because I'm like, you really shouldn't judge people based on just one clip. Second time that she left him, I was like, yeah, bitch. Hi people, welcome back. If it's your first time, my name is Tyler. Well, this is Despite Them. Guys, I was not in the mood to do anything today. I just, swapped a shirt from my husband. Actually, I think it suits me better if I'm being honest. Hey, this is gonna kill me. I'm kidding. Yeah, I decided that I should do this. I was gonna do a live, but it's 1 a.m. right now, so I decided that I might as well just do reviews, and I had 2 things sitting waiting to be reviewed anyways. So here we are. I just finished study group, so we're gonna be doing first. It's the same energy. I don't know which video is coming out first. If it's based on how I watched it, then definitely study group will be first because I watched that before the first. But it's the same energy, guys, so if you watch that video, you know what to expect in this one. It's gonna be chaotic. But we are talking about the first, which is a 2025 Chinese romantic drama series that's kind of like a spin-off from Hidden Love. So it follows Sang Yan, the elder brother, and his own love story. It's adapted from a novel of the same name, and it stars by Jinting as Sang Yang and as Zhang Ronan. Oh, her name is so cool. Her name is so fucking cool. I love it. And she plays Wen Yifan. So it premiered in February and a lot of people recommended it because it was the side story, because I loved Hidden Love so much. If you haven't seen that review, be sure to check it out. But I loved Hidden Love so much that a lot of people recommended this for me. I was always gonna watch this, but I didn't know that it was Sang Yang's story because they changed the fucking actors. Jeez. I couldn't even do 5 minutes without cursing, guys. It's a freaking problem. Anywho, why they do that? I get why they did it. I really do. But I really like the boy that played her brother, and I could see him in a romantic setting. Easy. He's handsome. He's charismatic. I could see girls swooning for him. But they changed every body. I can't even speak. I'm so mad. They changed every bloody person on this. I get that Zhao Lucy is not, like, she's recovering right now. Baby girl is getting herself straight, and I love that for her. Don't get me wrong. Had they changed her, I would understand. But everybody else is fine. They're doing okay. And this is nothing against these actors, guys. They smashed it. I really, really did love it. To a certain degree. They smashed it. This is nothing against them. It's just that I have a thing for when actors get changed. It was the same thing in The Mummy 3, where they changed the female lead. I can't remember her name, Rachel Weisz. They changed her, and I was like, it has happened so many times, and I lose interest. I don't know if it's just me. Let me know. Sound out in the comments if you're like that, because it took me 5 episodes. I'm not even joking. 5 freaking episodes out of the 32 already episodes that I was going to watch for it to really like sink in my brain that these are the actors or these are the characters from Hidden Love, and that I should just accept it. And that was kind of like a mind F for me, if I'm being honest. But that aside, I think the actors killed it. So let's get into the narrative. I'm gonna try and do a non-spoiler, guys, but no promises, because I've been singing like a canary since I started these reviews. I'm not about to change my stripes now. So, the narrative follows Wen Yifan, a reporter who unexpectedly reunites with her high school classmate and former crush Sanya after 6 years of no contact. That's kind of like the rough narrative. We'll talk about it in detail as we go. So initially, I'm watching the episode. So they start off each episode with kind of like a flashback to their high school or to their previous life, to 6 years ago. They always start off each episode to a flashback. And by episode 32, I did get tired of the flashbacks, if I was being honest. I think I would have preferred one episode to just flashback and tell us their whole story. Because the first like 10 episodes, I was like, okay, cute. And then, we're flashing back for 32 episodes, and I'm like, no, just give it to me in one whole sweep. I understand the nostalgia of the whole flashback, and I understand the elements that they were trying to put into each story. They were basically giving you past, present, and where the future might go. That's what they were going for. I get it. Don't get me wrong. For me personally, I would have liked the flashback in like 3 chunk episodes. Tell me the story and let's move on. However, when they tell us in high school, when you like know the full story, the first time that she walked away from him and broke up with him, guys, I was cursing her. honestly, I was so mad. I was so mad. I was like, do they not teach people to communicate anymore? Is communication not even a factor in life anymore? And then I realized that the first time, right? The first time. And then I realized that, oh, she was probably 16, 17. You know, they then give us her backstory, and I'm like cursing myself because I'm like, you really shouldn't judge people based on just one clip. For that time period, for how old she was, for what she had been dealing with her auntie, her uncle, and her family, her mom, valid. I would have walked away. In fact, I won't even call him. I'm just going to leave because that was a lot. That was a lot. There is a special place in hell for her uncle, her auntie, and her mother. And I'm including her mother. In fact, her mother has the worst part of the whole special places in hell because no. I don't want to give the mother airtime, honestly, because that was foul. That was terrible. And you know what pissed me off about the mother? Well, we're talking about her now. You know what pissed me off about the mother? She was so willing to accept her spouse's child, but she wasn't willing to bring her own. If anything, if the spouse didn't have a child, if her new husband didn't have a child, I will understand. I wouldn't, but I would. Do you get that? Okay, yeah, maybe it's a hard thing to say I'm bringing a baby into this relationship if they didn't even know that you had a baby. But first off, she should have been dating with her child in mind. Is it hard? Yes. But you know you will find somebody. Second, she found a man who already had a daughter. I don't understand. How could you not leave your child? And she knew too. She knew that her wait, what is the chaotic? What is the relationship with that her auntie and her essaying uncle? What is the relationship? Is it her father's side? Because I still don't understand how they had so much power over the family and how they were able to influence her mother so heavily that they kept intruding in their lives. But the mom knew. She knew who that man was, and she still left her daughter there. And another thing that this man kept pissing me off throughout this entire series. When he came back, this is in the future, when he was staying with them, you know, when he found all over again and was terrorizing her all over again, she had the audacity to tell her stepdaughter, cover up when he's around. It's like, she could protect her stepdaughter, and yes, I appreciate that she did that. But what about your child? I'm not saying she should abandon the stepdaughter. I'm saying she should include her child. She left this girl to suffer on her own, almost dying because of this useless man that kept trying to grape her left, right, and center. Nah, a special place in hell for her mother. A special place in hell. Where did I even leave? How did I get into that detail? Chaotic. Anywho, so at first, like I said, I didn't appreciate her walking away, but once they, unwrap the whole story and you see all the things that the girl was dealing with, I understood it the first time. And then things progress. So they're somehow living together now. He orchestrates it that they're living together. I'm going to talk about his side. Let me finish her side first. And then our first 15 episodes, nothing. She's like, no, he's not interested. We're not doing it. I'm not going to explain anything to him. Zero communication. And these are the things that I didn't like about the series. The first 15 episodes, I will not rewatch. Ever. Maybe 14, because I think 15 is the turning point. First 14 episodes, just leave them where they are. They have I didn't like them at all because she kept insisting that he was not interested in her, but she had never talked to him. Yes, he's being cold to you. You dumped him. And yeah, valid. We understand why you did it. But could you at least explain it to him so he understands as well? Because right now all he knows is that you dumped him on a rainy day. I don't know why there's always a rainy day, but you left him standing there in the rain, walked away. He doesn't know any difference. And she's just going about her business saying, oh, she knows it's not going to work, it's not going to this. And then all of a sudden, episode 15, I want to pursue him. It's like, guys, when we're writing stories, please, let's connect it seamlessly. They've done it. You won't be the first person to connect a story seamlessly and make it work. So please, do it. You can't just flip the script. It's not a card that you just turn over and reveal the numbers. And that's what pissed me off. It was too jarring for me. I was like, did I miss episodes? How does she go from this to all of a sudden this? Now, when she flips, I was there for it, guys, because 15 to 32, rock on. They did well. I loved those episodes. They were fantastic. I loved the courting, the whole process, them communicating. The second time that she left him, I was like, yeah, bitch. Because the second time she had no reason not to communicate. Yes, she was protecting him. But in that stupid Dear John letter that she wrote, she could have explained the details better. Saying why she did exactly what she did. And it was for the same reason that she did it in the first place. She knew that he would come and find her. She knew this man had been chasing her for 6... This boy, sorry, Sanyang had been following her everywhere for 6 years. She didn't know that. But he is that determined. I know that she knew that he would come out. So why not explain it to him in the letter, even if you're still going to jack back? I just didn't understand the second time around when she left him, honestly. And that one, I didn't like it. But I love that 6 months later, when he found her, she actually explained everything to him and broke it down to him. I love that. It was a sign that they were actually at a place where she could communicate in detail to him, and she trusted him enough with everything that was going on. And I think at that point she was tired to be honest, because how much running will you do in your life, you know? And then we go to Sanyang and you see him, you know, flashback to high school where he gets dumped and everything, he's heartbroken, and then they show over the years how he has consistently kept up with her. Oh my god, so obviously, just like Hidden Love, it's between, is it Yije? I think it's Yihe, the way they write it, but they usually say Yije and Naum. And he had consistently been flying back and forth, just to see her and, you know, basically protect her. I don't know. I think it was mostly just to see her at first. And then it evolved into him doing little things for her for 6 years. This Sang family, him, his sister, his mom, his dad, I don't know what it is that is in their blood, man. But kudos to them. They are really made for life kind of people, because once they choose somebody, they stick to it. Hook, line, and sinker. No. Wow, I was gobsmacked when I realized that every pivotal moment in her life over those 6 years where there was no contact, he was there. Right up to her coming into his bar, he was aware of this girl non-stop. Impressed. Fucking pressed. Nah. Oh my god. That was heavy. They literally imprinted that there was nobody else for her and there was nobody for him. And I think I like that part of it the most. I just hate that they had wasted, 6 years of their lives because they couldn't communicate, but they were children when it first happened, so it made sense. Now, let's talk about their chemistry. I think what's his name? Bai Jinting. He's very handsome, by the way, really, really handsome, and she's beautiful. I think that whole innocent, first time experiencing a lot of things, persona that she had on worked well for this character. She nailed it. It was that whole wide-eyed thing going on for her. She always had stars in her eyes when it came to him. I kind of enjoyed that whole aspect of it. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I liked how he was stoic for the first 14 episodes, but that he was still in love with her, and everybody could see it except her. It was very interesting dynamic. I think their chemistry worked well, especially when things started heating up after episode 16. They worked well with each other. Kissing was fine, but I think his sister and her own spouse did better in Hidden Love. Not gonna lie. I'm yet to see any show where Chinese drama that I can compare to them. I haven't watched that many, but for the ones I've watched, I think that Gigi and Jiaju probably take the cake for that one. Another element I didn't really vibe with was that actor boy that was chasing up and down in their office. He just felt like a child to me. And this is nothing against his age. Yes, she was older, he was younger. That has nothing to do with it. He just seemed like a child. His mannerisms, the way he was pestering her, because he was really pestering her. It was non-stop. It was like, but she could have also said, you need to calm it and just stop. She never did that. So I couldn't blame him 100%. I was just like, go sit down for one side. You be small picking, That's the vibe that he was giving me. I didn't really enjoy that element of things. What else did I even... There were a few things that I was not on board with for the series. I think when it boils down to it, guys, this was great, but I would rather rewatch Hidden Love. I'm not gonna lie. There's just something about Hidden Love, and I don't know if it's because I watched it first, but there's something about it that keeps you engaged from episode 1 right up to episode 27. There's something about the whole thing, and it's weird because I think the story of the First Frost is a better story. When you find story, Sanyang, that whole dynamic and their history is a whole of a lot better than the story of Hidden Love. But I would still watch Hidden Love before I will rewatch The First Frost. Does that make sense? I sat down with this for a couple of days thinking of how I would make this explanation, because I don't know how to say it. Wei Yifang's story has more depth to it. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Her own had more depth. There was a lot more like heavy hitting stuff. They tackled a lot of stuff. They tackled SA, they tackled rape, they tackled murder, they tackled sleepwalking, they did a lot more heavy things for her backstory and their story than they did for Jaju in Hidden Love. But again, I would rather watch Hidden Love before I rewatch The First Frost. Don't know what to tell you guys. I don't know what to tell you, but that's just how I felt when I was watching it. Even when I was watching it, I was like, okay, I already know that I'm not coming back to rewatch this. Now, the side characters in this, the best friend and the business partner, I thought that their relationship was cute. I really did. I enjoyed that whole dynamic and how their own transitioned. I did not get the chemistry between them though. I didn't see it, didn't feel it, didn't smell it, didn't taste it, nothing. The sexual chemistry between them was not sexual chemistry, if I'm being honest. But I still like them because I like their dynamic, I like the persona, I like the personalities that the characters were playing in this. She is gorgeous. That girl is beautiful. And I only just realized that she's a girl in When I Fly Towards You, which is another Chinese drama that I've kept on the back burner for a while because it's high school. I find that it's hard for me to watch high school dramas the older I get. I don't know what it is. But finding out that she's the girl there, I was like, yes, I want to watch it. I really do, because I really liked her in The First Frost. I thought that the actress was very, she pulls you in. And I don't know if it's the character that she was playing in this. She was one of those characters that, for her job, she does everything. She's kind of like a delivery person, a go-to person. She just has an app and you tell her what to do and she does it. I don't know if that had anything to do with it or it's just the girl herself, but I really loved watching her in this. Best thing about the entire series for me, soundtrack. Goosebump Poles. The entire soundtrack was phenomenal. Oh, I would listen to the soundtrack before I even rewatched the series. Every song that came up was just there was one song, I can't remember right now. I really need to write notes on this. But there was one of the main theme songs by a woman, and her voice, oh my god, guys, it's like she was singing into my soul and just like soothing me every single time I was watching it. Loved it. The one by the guy, beautiful. There was one that had like this haunting lyric tune to it, just fantastic. They smashed it. And I don't usually say that about Chinese dramas. I do take note of them for the most part, like maybe one or two songs resonate, but this one, every single song. And the first song, one of the first songs we hear when she goes to the bar in the beginning, was the theme song from Hidden Love. I thought that was such a good nod. It was so subtle and easy, and it was like an acoustic version. They did well. God, I've been talking for over 20 minutes. I think I've done enough right now. Overall, guys, I will give this 8.9 out of 10 because like I said, I think the story is great. I think the themes that they tackled in this were heavy and they tackled them brilliantly. They handled them perfectly. However, I wasn't drawn into this as much as I was drawn into his sister's story. I will rewatch this. I will rewatch 15 to 32 again. After a while, I need to decompress. I'm rewatching Amidst the Snowstorm of Love right now. I may do Hidden Love again before I do this one, Maybe Love Between Fairy and Devil. Kind of like that one. They killed that one. But I will rewatch 15 to 32 again any day, anytime. But other than that, that's really all that I can say about this. Well, hopefully, I don't know. Like I said, this was going to be chaotic. I did warn you guys in the beginning. It is what it is. I got my point across. I got everything that I wanted to say about the series across. And so I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Sure to like, subscribe, leave your comments. Please engage in the videos so that YouTube knows that you guys are actually watching and enjoying it, so that I know what content to continue making. Otherwise, we're just gonna be hitting the wall and doing stuff that you guys are not interested in, and that's just a waste of time for everybody. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.